welcome everybody. It's nice to see all of you. Oh, you want to go this way? It's nice to see everybody on this beautiful Saturday. I'm very excited. If you haven't met me, I'm Mrs. Sarah Gorak, and I have the wonderful pleasure of teaching these very talented students. They've all worked very, very hard to perform for you today, and I'm very proud of them. It takes a lot of bravery and courage to be able to volunteer to perform, and that's enough to celebrate alone that they are willing to do that. And so let's just go ahead and get started. So first person I want to invite up here is actually his first time performing, I believe. So I think he's the only one. I think everybody else has performed before. So this is very special. I've been teaching piano to Ethan since April. And I think, here, you're gonna come up and join me up here. And can you show everybody on your hands how old you are? Yeah, so he is 5 years old, and this is his first time performing. So we're gonna get ready. He's gonna perform a song called Little Lost Kitty, the main song, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and Twinkle Twinkle. And he actually, it's his decision. He wants to play it all by himself today. So you ready, Ethan? Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it here. is Ethan. The special thing I forgot to share about Ethan is first lesson, I think he came into lesson and he already knew how to draw notes. He's 5 years old and he knew how to, and I mean like tiny notes, like really small, really fine motor skills. That's something I was shocked. He was teaching me all his special names for his notes, and I was like, wow, you know more about music than I was expecting. It was very cool. All right, our next performer is also on piano, and she taught me something cool at the studio. She's one, if any of you take piano or all my other piano students, their favorite thing is going on the electric pianos because they have this little function that you can record yourself and it plays it back and it's really cool. She's actually the one who taught me this. Everybody here teaches me things. Teaches the teacher. So that was something really cool she taught me. So we're going to invite Ryan up and she's going to, actually it was her choice to play this many songs. And I'm very proud of her because last recital she only played one song. This time it's 1, 2, 3, 5 songs. It's just there's a lot for her. So she's going to be playing Hot Cross Buns, Twinkle Twinkle, Happy Birthday, C, D, E, F, G March, and Merrily We Roll Along. Okay, so let's welcome her up to the stage. And then here, Ryan, can you show on your hands how old George is? Yeah, she is also 5, doing 5 songs. Okay. Are you going to do it by yourself? Great job, Ryan. I know, she's the one, so Ryan started with me. I was blessed with the opportunity to have a bunch of students join me in June because one of the instructors, Miss Jeannie, had to go back to Taiwan. So I have the fortunate, I guess I'm very fortunate to gain a bunch of her students. Because the next student is also one of her students, who Ryan like I said, performed at a previous recital. And this next performer also performed on previous recitals. I believe it was 2 other recitals, but it was on a different instrument. She performed on violin before, but today is her piano performing debut. So, and the thing that I think is very cool is, if you notice, we have some songs on here that are very popular, I guess, played more than once, but if you notice, every child will play it a little differently, and that's what I always think is very cool for it to go along with their personality. So I would love to invite Lillian Bloom up, and she's going to play an arrangement of Let It Go, Bell Tower, Go Tell Aunt Rhody, Ode to Joy, and Merrily We Roll Along. She also has 5 songs for her piano debut. Welcome, Lillian. She liked to play straight through her song, I forgot. She did a great job though. Actually, she brought her music up, but what you guys didn't know is she actually loves playing everything memorized. She has an amazing memory, actually. Actually, some of those songs, I gave it to her one week. She comes to the next lesson. She already knows it already. I'm like, I gave that to you last week. So So everyone has their special talents, and it's really cool to learn that for each student. Next student is going to be, we're going to change it up and play and have a little violin. And the special thing about this student, I also got him as a transfer student in June. And when I met him, the first thing I asked all my new students is I like to ask what their favorite things are. And I was shocked. I asked him, I'm like, what's your favorite book? And he goes, my violin book. And I'm like you have a book about a violin? And he's like, no, my violin book. And I was just like, wow, they're the only one who's ever said that. And he's also the only one who's ever requested when I asked, is there any song you would ever want to learn how to play? And he's the only one who ever actually said a classical music piece. And so we have it in the works for a future recital, hopefully. But his hopeful goal is to someday learn the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy by Tchaikovsky. I know, I was shocked. I was like, okay, like we can work on that if you want to do that. So I would love to invite up Mr. Oliver Phillips, and he is going to perform Open String Blues, Old MacDonald, and Hot Cross Buns. Yeah. Here, we need yours. I gotta grab mine. We have two versions of this one too. reminds me a little bit of our next performer, because some of my students, I feel like they're gonna be teachers one day. they're going to be teachers one day because they really like making their own decisions in lessons. And it reminds me of our next performer because she is very much like, I think she's been studying with me since the beginning of the year, so about January. She like breezed through little Mozarts like it was nobody's business. Like we blinked and she was done with that. And then we moved on to the Faber series, and she's just been doing a really awesome job. And she's always the one, like, if I forget something or I play a wrong note, she reminds me that I forgot something or I played a wrong note. I'm like, you're going to be a really good teacher someday, Selby. So, and you'll be surprised. I'm going to have her come show you how old she is. And you're not going to believe it when you hear her play because she seems very mature for her age. So I would like to welcome Selby Lynn, and she's going to be performing Old Clock, Merrily We Roll Along, and Driving in G Flat. And can you show everybody how old you are? She's only 6. Same with Mr. Oliver, who's with our other future teacher. She's gonna be back because I'm gonna invite her older sister, Ainsley, up because she's studying the cello, and I think she started cello lessons maybe a month or so after her sister started. And she's come a long way though. Like, you know, it takes a lot I always tell my students, when you learn a string instrument like the cello or the violin or viola, it's like this. It's like trying to do two things at the same time. And for cello, because it's so big, it takes a lot longer to coordinate everything. But she has been doing a fabulous job. I mean, even in lessons, sometimes she'll be like, oh, I can't play that. And I'm like, well, try it. And she'll play it perfect. I'm like, look at you. You just have to believe in yourself. That's why I tell everybody, believe in yourself. So we're gonna welcome Ainsley up, and she's gonna play This Old Man and Baba Black Sheep. And then we're gonna have a special treat because the sisters are gonna actually play something together. And I'll announce it after Ainsley has her turn. So welcome up Ainsley.
That's okay.
Or wait, I want you out here. Yes. I want everybody to see. Can you help, please? Okay, so we're gonna welcome Selby back up, and we're gonna play a duet together of Canon. Well, it'll sound like Canon in D by Pachelbel, but it's technically not in D. There's a secret, so that's why it's in parentheses. Ready, go. Performers actually studied with me the longest out of everybody who's here. I think I wrote down, I think it was October of last year. So it's been a while. But she had studied actually violin previously. Cool fact about her is that she also participated in the Riley School of Music, if you've ever heard of that. It's a fiddle school. So I thought that was really cool. It's always cool to have students have other kinds of music exposure. So I thought that was really cool. The song she's going to perform for you today is very opposite of the fiddle style. It's a popular song called Daylight by the band Maroon 5. So she's going to perform Daylight for us. And so I'd like to welcome up Cassandra Gorak to play for us on her violin. very enjoyable to hear everybody play. They did such a great job. Can we give one more hand to everybody? The thing that I really believe as a teacher is I never want to expect anything out of my students that I wouldn't do myself. So I thought it'd be a nice treat to share with you a little bit of me playing. So if you've been wondering, this gentleman that's been walking around helping tune and everything, this is actually my husband, Peter. And he plays viola. He actually just graduated with his master's from CCM. So he's going to be accompanying me. And we would love to share some music with you. That's what we love to do the most, and that's what the big reason why we're here today is to share music. So after that, after we perform, I would love to invite all the students to come up here who performed today, and we're gonna take a nice studio picture to celebrate everybody performing today. It's a long 4-pager. The piece we will be performing is called La Folia, and it's by the composer Gorak. coming, and I would like to, actually, I'll invite them up individually because I have special certificates for them all who perform. So we're gonna re-announce, and how about we'll hold the applause till they're all get up here. So first, can you help me? Okay. First, we're gonna re-welcome up Ethan, Mr. Ethan. Congratulations, Ethan. And here's your little certificate. And then next, we'll invite up Miss Ryan. And then we'll invite up Miss Lillian. Oh, Ryan, you're gonna stay up here, sweetie. We're gonna take a big group picture. There you go, Miss Lillian. And next, we'll invite up Mr. Oliver. There you go, sir. And then next, we'll invite up Miss Selby. And along with her sister, Ainsley. And last but not least, Miss Cassandra. And let's give one last round of applause to all of our viewers. We're going to come in closer so that everybody can take a picture here.
So if any parents want to do that
here. How about
the three tallest should go in the back. You Ainsley and
the older ones will go over that. So Ainsley can just say a picture. And then you, buddy, you're going to go next to this Lillian. And then you can go ahead and come stand on the other side of Lillian. You know who Lillian is? Yay! And you're going to come out right in front. Right here in front. You're going to come right here next to them. And then you're going to all like squeeze together like you like each other. You all did a great job.
Everybody smiling?
Oh yeah, smile. Everybody wants to okay. Everyone up here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Yay. Thank you. That's okay. Thanks so much for coming. There's a little bit of snacks out there, and I want to give a thank you to my friend Genesis who's taking pictures today, and hopefully we'll get those. If you're interested, we'll get those sent out to you. And then we also video recorded, and hopefully we can get that set up and share that with you as well. Thank you again so much for coming.